I wanted to try something a little different. I played through Snoot Game on my own. I did a playthrough where I was posting screenshots and shit to Twitter and reacting to it. Then I played through it on my own and absolutely loved it. Never been much into visual novels before uh, someone told me that Echo was a whole lot like Silent Hill and how it feels, and I love Silent Hill. Obviously, I've streamed Silent Hill in the past. I've streamed 1 and 3 both. Might have streamed 4 at some point. I don't remember if I streamed 4. But I love Silent Hill, and you told me that had Silent Hill vibes, so I had to try that. And really, I liked that a lot, so I was like, what other ones could I try? And Snoot Game was one that was recommended to me. And I fell in love with it and fell in love with the main character, Fang. And it was an emotional journey that I enjoyed quite a bit. And the people that made a second one called I Wani Hug That Gator. So I had bought a couple of games for indie on Steam. God, I miss them so much. God, I miss them so much. On Steam. And I had bought, I don't remember. One of them was the System Shock remake, which I would recommend highly because it's great. It just came out on consoles recently, too. So if you got a PlayStation 4 or 5 or an Xbox One or an Xbox Series, no excuse. Go play that remake of that game. It's excellent. But I had bought that and another game for him. Maybe it was Dread Templar. I don't remember. On Steam. And he didn't accept them. I don't know why. I have to ask him. But he didn't accept them. So then I had that spare money like a month later. They just refunded it. And I decided that I would use part of it to get this, and I also got Cultic, which I recorded gameplay of Cultic. You can check that out on my gameplay channel if you're interested. I've been uploading gameplay of various games. That was one of them, as well as Astro's Playroom, which is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's a full-fledged 3D platformer. I was expecting like a tech demo, right? I was expecting a tech demo that all it really does is show you the power of the PlayStation 5 and like what the controller can do. But there was so much more to that than I wasn't expecting. It was awesome. It's an awesome, fully fleshed out 3D platformer, and it was announced today that it's getting a sequel, which I'm really excited for. Anyway, Killzone Liberation, I uploaded gameplay of that, which is a PSP game that got ported over to the PlayStation 5, so you could play it on that system at 4K, and it looks great, blown up that much. It really does look great on the PlayStation 5, and then recorded a couple games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection, and uploaded that as well at 4K, of course. And Final Fantasy 16. And tonight I uploaded gameplay of... Oh, this is good music. I like this. Olivia's so cute! Of Silent Hill Homecoming, which I had never played the Silent Hill games past for because I always heard that they were trash. But Indy had talked me into giving them a try, so I picked up Homecoming on Amazon for dirt cheap, and not dirt cheap. It was like $25. which is dirt cheap compared to most Silent Hill games. And I recorded gameplay of that off of my Xbox One X, also at 4K. And then I got one more game I'm going to upload, which is the original Xbox version of Deus Ex Invisible War, the sequel to the original Deus Ex that was heavily criticized because they said it was dumbed down for consoles, and it was. I mean, I can't deny that. But let's get started, shall we? September 4th. Year 201M 2023 BC. Amid the arid heat of the morning sun of Volcandera Bluffs, this does take place in the same universe as Snoot Game, which Snoot Game is free, and I really like Snoot Game. It's awesome. I can't help but miss living in the more temperate weather of the Midwest. Summer sleeves are in style this year. That jacket's aroma blog better be right. This suede thing is killing me. I like that they give you scores for Inko and Olivia because they do this based on a scoring system. You get points for you get just Snoot Game. You got points for Anon and Fang, and depending on how many points you finish the game with for each character, you'd get one of 4 different endings. This is a blind playthrough. I have not played this game before, so... Well, at least it's guaranteed to start getting chillier in a few weeks. Besides, I'm sure to make an impression with this, Abercrombie and Flint is all the rage these days. I sigh and lean back on the hard plastic seating of the Metro. I'm on my way to my first day at a new school. Ordinarily, I'd just be glued to my phone on the trip, but there's just too much on my mind right now. In the first game, you played as a guy who starts off the game as a fucking asshole, which is kind of the point. You're not supposed to like him at first, and you're supposed to have him grow and change over the course of the game. So it'll be interesting to see who Inko is at the start of this. My folks' Stitch requires us to move frequently, which gives me little time to fit in, much like how a rolling stone gathers no moss. I could never make a friend I'd keep for longer than a year. Just a lot of promises to keep in touch that petered off within months. Admittedly, it's my fault in the end, but that's all going to change starting today. I'm moving into senior year now. It's my very last chance to prepare for the world ahead. Luckily for me, the cards are stacked in my favor. I feel around my backpack for my DSLR till my fingers can absently fiddle with the mode dial. St. Hammond High School is extremely well known for their artist curriculum. In other words, I'll be surrounded by people that share my interests. I think he's a photographer, if I remember right. I think that's what I read. Even if it's a bit of a ride away. Speaking of rides, I was hoping that my parents could drive me there today. By the time I was up, though, they had already left for work. No big deal. I like hustle and bustle of public transportation. I imagine I'm going to have to get used to this anyway. As time passes, my mind wanders to memories of previous schools. They all sucked. Such is the way of schools, right? Hey, I need to make the most of the situation I'm in, not get all sad like this. I need to do something like take a selfie with the hobo next to me. I won't get stabbed. Get up and breathe in that fresh city air. Remain seated and do nothing. Wuss. Let's see if we get stabbed by a hobo. I'm interrupted by the ding of the terminal board. The car gradually starts coming to a stop. Well, they really upgraded these because they used a lot of like stock background. I guess that's pretty typical of their visual novels, but this looks nice. I step off the metro, heading out to the station as I follow other students heading towards the school. Oddly enough, I'm only seeing dinosaur students, not another human to be seen anywhere. I mean, that's how it mostly was in Snoot Game as well. There were other humans. I mean, one of the teachers was fucking Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. No, I'm not making that up. Must be one of those dino heavy regions. There's a lot of greenery here as well. You'd almost forget how close we are to a major city. I mean, that kind of looks like a major city back there, doesn't it? At least to me. The pathway leads to a stone bridge that goes across a small creek. As I walk across, I notice students meet in pairs and walk with each other. The air begins to fill with the sound of laughter and stories of how their summer breaks went. There it is. The school peeks out over the trees ahead of me as though inspecting and welcoming me inside. St. Hammond High, my new home away from home for the next year. I stop and take a deep breath. The air here is crisp, reminding me of the old campground I went to back in elementary school. Once again, I am handed an opportunity to make something of myself. I am apprehensive but hopeful. This is my last shot at this. There's no going back. I take my first step onwards. Here we go again. Oh, animated cutscenes. Cool. Students mill about in the front yard. The school is known for its heavily prioritized art programs. Over 2/3 of the graduates end up pursuing careers in art. Best of luck to you all. Well, half of them are good. From what I've read, there's still plenty that made it, right? It's also management's claim to fame with a facade on the front entrance of being dominated by vibrant mural. I've got a good feeling about this place. This music's relaxing. I like it. A few students eyeball me as I continue walking in. Most friends whisper to each other. Some friends whisper to each other. I just knew this jacket would pay off. Yeah, man. Front doors are propped wide open, and I already can feel the cool breeze inviting me in. Inside, it's a familiar yet brand new sight. I haven't mentioned it yet, but this school is unique for its student body. It's composed almost entirely of dinosaurs, all manner of saurian herbivores and otherwise. It's also true of Snoot Game, which takes place at a high school called Volcandera High. Scales, feathers, tails. Is that a tether? Wings, talons, and webbed hands. Not to mention the collars. Given that they're selling this one on Steam, I doubt they'll get away with all the cameo characters like they had in that one. Like, the Principal Spears was a character from Primal, and I already mentioned Carl from Aqua Teen was in it too. Not to mention the colors, all vibrant enough to challenge the bright murals of the school outside. Dozens of students march about reconnecting with past friends and meeting new ones. Some anxiously glance at their schedules, checking every door as though they were numbered at random. I probably shouldn't be standing here staring. Whoa, is that a human? Whoa. I'm soon surrounded and overrun by a crowd of neon-collared teenagers. Clearly my jacket is working like a charm. They're probably just shocked to see a human here, buddy. Oh, he's like a life-size mannequin. Hey, new kid. Is this what it's like to be popular? I really wasn't expecting it to happen so quickly. A few students are taking pictures with their phones. I even see some sketchbooks and pens in hand rapidly scribbling on pages. Whoa, a human! Are you like a foreign exchange student? In the chaos, I feel people touch my hands. Okay, that would be a little weird. Oh, human skin feels weird. Yeah, I mean, if you're used to scales, it probably would. Geez, been uncalled for. Yeah, I would say so. Hmm. I know I would ask them to back off. So let's go with that. Oh, it's not that bad. There's so much happening, and I don't want to be a party pooper. A few more people shout at me to get my attention. Hey, could you look over the side for a side profile? Oh man, yeah, this will be a good reference material. Wait, I need to get a better look at the skin texture. I once again find myself frozen, only muttering quietly as I hastily try to follow their instructions. Eventually, all the students take their photos and talk themselves out before dispersing back to their own friend group. By the time I recover from the shock of the situation, the last one breaks off and I find myself seemingly all alone again. Oh, that was my chance to socialize. You'll get. I bet you'll get other chances, buddy. And I blew it. Yeah, don't. Again. You have a whole year. You'll get other chances. Oh, she's cute. You're a human, right? The Triceratops girl leans forward, scanning me up and down. This is it. Time to seal and deal and get a new friend. Yeah. Close enough. Hey, can I, get a selfie with you? It'd be great for one of my classes. Yeah, definitely. She puts an arm around my back for a shoulder hug while she poses dramatically. Maybe a bit too friendly? Big smile now. She takes a picture and checks it enthusiastically. So, I'm Inko. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. Oh. What's the photo for, by the way? She pauses, aloofly chewing on some gum. My fashion design class. That jacket is ballin'. Ah. Thanks for the pic, hon. Well, I feel my shoulders sag as I take in the now sparse hallway around me. That must have been my 15 minutes of fame. You'll get other chances to socialize. You got a year. I don't think it even lasts 15 minutes. But there's no way I've already blown it. I try to shake away the negative thoughts. Focus on the positive. For a brief moment, I was the talk of the school. Yeah. Click, click, click. Familiar sound draws my attention. I know what it is. At the end of the hall, there's someone kneeling. And with one of the latest camera models, if I'm not mistaken. Photographer. Hey! The guy flinches. I flinch too. I hadn't meant to shout at him. The few students around me didn't even bat an eye at it, though. I love these animated cutscenes. That's so nice. The first game Snoot game didn't have anything like that. So that just shows up a big bump in production value between games, which you'd expect because Snoot game was basically just a fan project, and this one it's like, hey, we actually did something people really like. Maybe we can make money off of it, you know? Who could blame it? Sorry about the yell. No, it's fine. I managed to get the shot I wanted. The bespectacled boy, I think he's a parasaur, double checks the camera's display and smiles. Yep, perfect. This'll be a fine print for the yearbook. Can I see? His grin seems to widen at my interest. Of course, here. He turns the display toward me, showing a shot of the hallway and me as the focal point. Pretty good, right? I look a little closer and notice that I think it's a little out of focus and dark. What do you have your f-stop set at? Ash. He stops and glances at me, pleasantly surprised to get a real answer. Yep, photographer. Yeah, I'm a bit of a photographer myself. I'm taking it as an elective too. With Mr. Idacon? I guess? Idacon? Iotacon? I don't know how to pronounce that. Thinking back to my memorized class schedule, the name does sound familiar. Yep. Oh, cool. We'll be classmates. Idacon's busy, so he just hit for one period. He offers his hand out for a handshake. I'm Ben. Inko. Friend achieved. I'm actually new here. Kind of figured being the only human student this year at all. St. Hammond isn't one of the more popular schools, but the staff put a lot of effort into the arts programs. Even the campus itself was designed like a living art piece, so if you ever need help. In a pause, I'm guessing he's offering some help. I wouldn't say no to a tour. A tour, you say? Well, I'm going back to the principal's office, but I can point out some neat stuff along the way. He raises an eyebrow to himself in contemplation. Might be a good idea to meet the principal too. I hope he's as entertaining as Principal Spears is in Snoot Game. He waves for me to follow him. Principal Spears had the most important line in that game. You're not the only person in the world. Everybody's fighting their own battles. Excuse me. Turns out he wasn't just an avid photographer like me, but the school council president. Wasn't Nasser the one school council president? He was still at the track team. I remember that. Nasser was cool. Nasser's a bro. We like Nasser around here. And one of his priorities was taking photos for the school's yearbook for the first day page. Every few minutes we pause so Ben could take a few shots, mainly of the students talking to each other. And while I would watch, I had considered helping him in some way. I mean, that camera looks amazing, and then there's still all his extra lenses in the bag. I feel absolute elation to finally know someone that's into photography. And I really want to broach it, but Ben fills the air between us, talking more about the school. Which is why we still go by Feathertails, even though I think it's a tad distasteful. Is Feathertail a racial slur of some kind, like Meteor Dodger is in Snoot Game? Dang, you're pretty good at this. Did you give tours to all the new students? Not really, although it is something I've thought a lot about. I've thought about a lot. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hey, Lunara. She's cute. Oh, she's cute. Ben goes to greet student, intricate, putting up some intricate wall banners. Oh, hey, Ben. You have a good summer vacation? Oh, she's cute. I did. Great work on the decorations. They look even better than last year's. Aw, thank you. What's all this for? She steps aside so I can fully view the banner she's just finished with. Cultural Arts Club. We meet every Thursday after school and look at this antique artwork. She's initially looked past me to talk with Ben, but she gasps once she realizes. Hey, you're a human, right? Oh, that's a silly question. You should totally join. I just love human culture. There's this amazing set of ancient masks at my place from ancient Europe. I just adore them. Wow, that's impressive. I think you'd make a good curator. You know what? I probably would. After that club display during Spirit Week last year, I gotta agree. They spent weeks studying that tribe and weeks more practicing those dances. We also study and paint those styles like we're learning techniques from the old masters. Hopefully, soon we can even get into sculpting like those old Venus statues. We plan on getting one to look at sometime this year. What do you think? It'd be great if you could come. Yeah, that'd be neat. What do you say, Inko? Maybe. I do love culture. Oh, that's great. Listen, we have this old chieftain's dress we've had for ages. We just have to see what it looks like on the real thing. I'll think about it. No way I'd sooner endure a second Impact event than wear something like that. Well, hey, nice to catch up, Lunara. You got places to be, so take care. Bye. She waves us off and Ben continues leading me toward the principal's office. Hey, Ben. Oh, hey, Michael. Listen, can't talk right now, but I'd love to catch up later, yeah? I'm floored. This guy seems to know just about everyone in the school as much as they know him. Talk about being on top of things. He points out a few more minor landmarks in the school and stops to greet a number of students happy to see him after summer break. Man, sorry for having to stop so often. No way, I think it's cool that you know everyone. If only I could be cool without making us late. He notices a few more noteworthy landmarks and eventually leads me to its biggest draw. I already knew this place was known for art, but wow. Just outside the administrative office of the hallway is filled with wonderful pieces of artwork. The paintings line the walls with the names of placards beneath, detailing who the artists were. All created by alumni and attending students of the school. And this is the gala. All of these pieces have been featured in all kinds of articles and presentations. Whoa! I know, right? One moment. Ben turns to the nearest door and gives a polite knock. Who is it? It's me, Principal Scalar. An oviraptor no older than her mid-30s exits the room holding a steam mug and sporting a tired smile. She's kind of cute too. Good morning, Benjamin. Good morning. Inko, this is our esteemed principal. Good morning, ma'am. Her eyes shoot wide mid-sip of coffee. Oh, I hadn't noticed. You would be Mr. Gunito, yes? Yes. But my name... Oh, how wonderful. Gone is the exhaustion of your face, and instead replaced with a very wide smile. I am so happy that you've chosen our school for your last year, Mr. Nitu. Ben, be sure to give him a thorough St. Hamid welcome, okay? I already was. If you ever need any assistance, my office is always open, Mr. Netu. Not to mention, the student council is also available for help. Isn't that right, Ben? Yes, Principal Scalar. Thank you, Principal Scalar. Oh, and Ben, a moment, please. But the Verisor dragged him into the office, leaving me alone in the school gala. Whatever they're saying, I can't hear over the ambient noise of the student body. Either way, it's probably not something I meant to hear. Yeah, that's probably why he dragged him to the office. I move a few feet away out of earshot of the discussion inside. On the wall beside me is a framed panoramic landscape of the city, painted by hand. Wow, I can practically see this thing as a map with how detailed it is. No wonder it's hanging so predominantly by the principal's office. The gentle brush strokes, the vibrant colors, the evening sun bouncing off each window's majestic scarlet sky, enveloping the horizon. All of which combined together give it a dreamscape feeling that its idealized vision of the city. It's beautiful. I've never been a big admirer of paintings, but I can't deny that this is a masterpiece. Only a teacher could have been able to express the scenic beauty of the city with this level of skill and passion. I withdraw my Cabin Stone 60 from my bag. I assume that's a camera. With the compact lens I keep barely fit the entirety of the painting and frame in one shot. Wait, was that Olivia? Is this Olivia's painting we're looking at? Checking the copy of my display, I realized I left out the title artist of the piece. The tag says Dreamscape, Artist O. Hartford, ninth grade. Yep, that's Olivia. Or Halford. Halford. I wonder if she's named after Rob Halford. The previous game did have several references to hard rock and heavy metal, especially in Fang's room, so it's a distinct possibility. There's like a Dio reference and a few others. First place, 201 M 2020. A freshman did this. Jeez. Now I look at the rest of the paintings. This is insane. It's all so much better than what I've made. Almost all the pieces are beautifully drawn. Acrylic, charcoal, pastel. And yet, not even one photo. Hey, Inko, I'm back. I'm a senior. How on earth am I meant to even start measuring up here? Inko? What's that sound? Ben nudges me back with the back of his hand as the commotion gets closer. Hey, watch it, jackass. Slow your roll, Leatherface. My leg. Watch the perpetrator, aggressor, aggregator. I finally rounds the corner and comes barreling down the hallway, speeding right toward us. My instincts kick in and I stumble to the side to avoid the oncoming collision. For a split second, I get a good look at my assailant. Hi, Olivia. She's so cute. Green scales, messy hair, and faded purple hoodie. Dude, the music in this game has been so good. She propels herself forward, dexterous hands spinning large wheels on her. I only now noticed that she's in a wheelchair. I didn't even know you could go that fast in one of those. She glances my way and her pupils lock onto mine. Her gray and cold eyes are marred by bags like she hasn't slept in days. Someone get her some rest. She's so cute. The girl's entire presence is ghost-like. And that expression, it's like she's looking straight through me. I'm sure she barely registers my existence, but I don't think I'll ever forget that face. Just as fast as she came, however, she's gone. As she leaves, I feel a weight is lifted from my shoulders. At least until I trip directly into a glass case behind me. Oof! Hey, watch it! Oops. Parasaur's hands rove around the display carefully, his eyes filled with worry. You looking for something? Cracks. Usually when another student falls into them, there's some kind of crack or scratch. Guess it's just a dino thing. Humans are lucky you don't gotta sweat over this kind of stuff. I mean, maybe. That happens often? Often enough to drain the school's funds in repairs. That can't be good. Well, not to brag, but I make do. A vibrato chime echoes through the now empty hall. I freeze. Tardy on the first day. Many such cases. Whoops. Sorry to run like that, but you gotta get going to your first class. Won't I need a tardy slip or something? No, it's first day. Teachers are lenient. I'm fine either way, since, one of the benefits of being class pres. What's your first period? Physical education? Ben sucks in air through his teeth in a prolonged wince. You'll be fine. Gymnasium's down that away. Don't, keep him waiting too long. I need to get going too. Keep who waiting? I gotta go, bye! Well, he walks fast when he has somewhere to be. That reaction doesn't exactly instill confidence in me, nor should it. I follow Ben's directions toward the gymnasium. I love this funky bass line. That's nice. All the earlier commotion, it's first quiet moment to myself. It's the first quiet. After all the earlier commotion, it's the first quiet moment to myself. I need to log into sound alerts later. Might as well take it to finally sort my thoughts. Let's see, what do I think of this place so far? It's certainly livelier than the other schools I've been to. Ever since I've stepped foot in here, everything's been so lively and everyone seems so exuberant. It makes me feel a little out of my depth since I'm so used to the opposite. Here, people like that girl earlier are eager to share their hobbies, almost without being prompted. Everywhere else I've been, people just kept to themselves, like they're the only there because they have to be. That is the case for a lot of people, isn't it? It hits me. This school's art program attracts people. These students here don't have to be here. They're choosing to be here. And that's why it's so active. Oh, alright, what can I do with this information? It means I can probably be friends with anyone I want, right? Well, not necessarily. You're not going to necessarily get along with everyone. Alright? Weird to say, but with everyone here sort of working with each other, there's bound to be an insane level of camaraderie, too. Maybe I won't even have to try. I'm almost at the gymnasium now, though, and I'll hold a thought for later. Gym class, where boys are separated from the men, where people with Herculean physiques are able to show off their sculpted bodies. I begin to remember how much I dreaded going to PE. Innumerable bad experiences from past schools pales in comparison to the many skidded knees and broken glasses. Hopefully this PE's a lot less grueling. As I stand before the wooden double doors leading into the gym, I'm struck with how empty the area looks. That's fooled me by catching the sound of physical activity coming from within. That's followed by me catching the sound of physical activity coming from within the gym itself. Shoot, I really am late. Ben's earlier warning echoes in my head like a foreboding spirit. I peer through the small windows of the doors to see students standing shoulder to shoulder. Towering over them is a primate who I can only guess is the gym teacher with his arms crossed and a scowl on his face. I hope I can get away with being tardy. I walk into the My first thought is how lucky I am to be alive. I don't even know what was thrown at me, but it might as well have been a cannonball. I spot the gym teacher even through his baseball cap. I can feel his stare of rage piercing my soul. Such intensity that that ideal throwing form only missed by centimeters. That's a warning shot. Know this and know it well, son. I have a policy. Each of my platoons get one free miss from me a year. And you just spent it. A heavier base, I like that. I shift my eyes to the students lined up next to him, and they're so stiff with fear, I can't tell what they're feeling. You got 3 seconds to lay it on the front of your squadron. Why, in the great name of KV Drop, you are late. Well, He didn't even move. Hint taken, I shut my mouth. The Simeon scholar starts marching back and forth like a drill sergeant. Listen up, because I'm only saying this once. In this class, we operate on tough love. Average bit rate too high. Shut up. We learn from our mistakes, so you better pray to Raptor Jesus. Raptor Jesus again. That was frequently brought up in Snoot Game. Raptor Jesus. Don't forget them. Because if you do, with 3 monstrous steps, the coach closed distance of 10 yards to tower over me. I will be very upset. I gather you don't want to make this guy upset. It reflects poorly on all of us, and that's not something I will accept. I would love to see you maggots succeed, but if you don't, I'll make it unforgettable. Am I understood? I nod my head in fear. Fan-freaking-tastic. Now then, join me and the rest of your ranks and stiffen up. Once I can confirm my bladder is intact, I shuffle over to where my colleagues stand. I feel them staring at me with anger like I'm responsible for the coach's teaching style. What an appalling first impression to make. I should have quit and start over somewhere else while I still can. Teacher takes a second glance over us, reminding himself of where he was before I interrupted. Ten hut, maggots! You will all drop and give me 20 of the finest push-ups. Those guts best be an ant's fart. Those guts best be an ant's fart off that pristine gym floor or else. With violently loud blows of his whistle, the coach also takes his position to show the proper technique. I hide my wince as my knees impact roughly on the ground. The real pain starts as I try to keep pace with everyone around me. My biceps and forearms threaten to splinter from the weight of my body and speed of my jerky motions. Yeah, I get it. It gets easier with time, buddy. Easier with practice. I never realized how badly out of shape I was. Few do. On your feet, you bipedal slugs. Ha! Ha! This guy. He ain't human. Some kind of primate, maybe. A very close relative. I can feel my muscles hollering in pure agony as I force myself up from the gymnasium floor. By the time I'm back on my feet, my breathing is heavy, coming out in whistles. Now then, since it's the first day of school, how about we have ourselves a good old game of dodgeball? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Did he say dodgeball? Oh yeah, dodgeball time. I shoot a glance toward the overly enthusiastic Dino next to me, who is absolutely elated by the prospect of the upcoming game. We only finished warm-ups and my muscles are already screaming. My knees shake, my lungs burn. I'm so drenched in sweat that I'm sure I might need a shower after this. I really don't want to play dodgeball. You don't get a choice there, buddy. Aren't we lucky our first day of school and we get to play a game? I don't do dodgeball. Why not? I'm not exactly, alright, maggots, pick a side and keep the numbers even. This is a suicide match. And free for all, too. Damien, don't you socialize by picking your teammates? Damien, why don't you socialize by picking your teammates? Shades, you're on blue team. But why are there teams if it's a free-for-all? Alright, I'm going with the human dude. Before I can figure out the rules for this dodgeball game, the Dilophosaurus wraps an arm around my neck and brings me to his side of the field. Oh, and one last thing. His leer and tone freeze me on the spot. What's the first rule? We only got one. You don't talk about Fight Club? Have fun? Gang up on the weakest one. Huh. Interesting. Wait, what? In a matter of seconds, the gymnasium becomes a full-blown battleground. I do my best to dodge oncoming flurry of red rubber spheres coming my way like bullets. I dive to the ground, avoiding an oncoming projectile as they soar overhead and pelt my comrades. I hear blows from the guttural groans of those who have already succumbed to the onslaught of inflated orbs. Alliteration. combat crawling away from the fierce front, I entrenched myself at the edge of the field in hopes of being ignored. Yeah, good luck with that. I cast my gaze to the rest of my allies, and oh god, it's full rout. So, how's the first day of school treating you, bro? Give me a sec. Alright, sorry about that. Let's get back to it. I look up and see the fine dino, the fin dino, the same ping Dilophosaurus who had dragged me to his side of the court, staring down at me and smiling. What do you think? I watched him casually dodge incoming balls before throwing his own. My name's Damien, by the way. Inko. Nice to meet you. You too. You two, Chrome Dome and Frills. Who said you two had time to talk? Does my gymnasium look like a debate stage? I mean, maybe if we got some of those stands with the auditorium, maybe. I know a guy's uncle that can make a really classy podium. I look at Damien with absolute bewilderment. What is this guy thinking? The coach looks like he's about to explode. Do not get smart with me, son. Keep your trap shut and eyes focused on the enemy. Damien just smiles, gives the coach a thumbs up, as if we weren't in the middle of an active war zone. You got it, Mr. Sully. That's Coach Sully to you. What's the hold up, Shades? You're just making yourself an easy target on the floor. Get up and play to win. Alright, I guess it's my time to do something of worth. But I'm not exactly good at dodgeball. Oh, maybe the whole blocking thing for everyone else. Maybe I can do the whole blocking thing for everyone else. Should hopefully make it so that everyone isn't peeved at me for wasting the morning shot, but here's where things change. I can totally turn around. All is equal in the court. I can totally turn this around. All is equal in the court. A ball aimlessly rolls to the floor in front of me, calling out to be my ammunition. I somehow weave through two shots at me and pick up the ball. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it now. I'm on fire. That's no way I'm losing now. I grab the ball and start blocking shots that so much as crosses the side of the field. Yeah, I'm doing great. Block 1, block 2, block 3. Now I'm really feeling it. I bet everyone's looking at me now. And the thought of the game suddenly left my mind like it was never there. Who cares? Doing this is more than enough anyway. I can be at this. Hey, new guy! A voice catches my attention. A crimson Parasaurus. Think fast. What? That's gonna leave a mark. The floor is cold. Maybe I shouldn't have come here at all. A pair of extremely dirty sneakers enter my field of view. You gonna get up, Shades? No, I give up. Sigh. Bonk. Oh man, that hurts. How long was I out? I'm laying down on something soft. Where am I? My vision clears up. I sit up from the plastic bed. Sure is bright in here. Oh shit. They broke my sunglasses. Luckily, I brought my reserve pair. Haha. Much better. I stand from the rubber mattress, taking in tiny room finally. All alone? Not even a school nurse or anything? Oh, there she is. Looks like she's attending to another student who has his snout stuck in a cone. Huh. Looks like the clock on the wall, it's already noon. That would explain the pounding headache. Finally awake, Shades? I sit ramrod straight, the fear of God stricken into me once more. Calm yourself, cadet. You ate dirt pretty hard back there. Oh man, yeah. Wait, you did that? I did. Pelted you right in the back. Do you know why? Because I messed up? Be more specific. Because I couldn't be a good teammate and got hit in the face? Wrong. It was after that. Nothing happened after that. No, you gave up. But I was doing well. You think so? I was blocking balls and all. You weren't blocking anything. You were showing off. You found a single thing you could do and started dancing like a clown. You focused on the easy thing and gave up the real thing. You were so focused that you forgot to look around for a moment, and here you are. I know what defeated men when I see one, and there's no way in hell I'm letting a student of mine give up so easily. So, it's the first period of the day, and you're already giving up? Either way, that's a pretty bad lump you ended up with. You gotta watch around some students, if you know what I mean. I blinked a few times and recalled the chick that yelled at me to catch, followed by pounding me in the face. That one, she's, Hitch chuckles to himself a bit. She's something, alright. Yeah, look like the devil herself. Anyways, take the rest of the day off, kid. What? I'm telling you to go home. The principal gave the okay. I feel my head again, another stab of pain. Am I really not good to go back to class? Wasn't I getting lectured about this just a few minutes ago? Well, I don't want to give up so easy. No, you should go home to your folks. He scratches the back of his head, slightly embarrassed. Right, about that. We tried calling them earlier. Couldn't reach them. I gave a sad half smile. Yeah, sounds about right. I can make it home fine on my own. He nods. When you get back, don't give up so easily. He holds the door of the nurse's office open. I nod and exit the coach Sully, closing the door behind us. Oh, and here's for tomorrow. A brown paper bag shoved in my arm with my backpack. Peeking in, I see something blue and gold wrapped in plastic. If you hadn't been late, you could have changed into those. Thank you, sir. Next time, shades, think faster. Got it? Yes, sir. His smile is positively unnerving. Now scram, cadet. Well, this is officially the worst day I've ever had. As my feet drag along the linoleum floor, I can't help but painfully think of all the failures of the past few hours. No thanks to a very prominent bump on the back of my head. Ow. I'm worse than everyone here at both creativity and physical level. I mean, both of those can be worked on. I know I really shouldn't be bothered by it, but I hate seeing how far behind I am compared to everyone else. So work on it. I thought I'd make new friends. I mean, Ben seemed pretty nice. What was I thinking? Don't. I stop and shake my head a bit. What the heck am I doing sulking like this? It's a bad first day, but it's just the first day. See, yeah, there you go. That's better. There's still all the rest. I met Ben and Damien, and they're pretty cool. Yeah, Damien seems pretty cool, too. He seems just, like, happy to be there participating kind of guy, you know? I'm not going to let my optimism be ruined because of a dodgeball match. Just you wait, St. Hammond's Day was a test run. Tomorrow's the big deal. Morning comes. Too early. Night falls too late. Oh, this was in the trailer. This song. I've always had a decent internal clock, but it's a new record for me to get accustomed to a new sleeping schedule in just one day. Yeah, the mounted speakers on the wall. Cool. Like a couple of consoles or three. Especially with this full-grown lump on my scalp. I move an arm from my sheets and feel my head. Yeah, that's bruised real good. Could be worse, though. Alright, time to get up. I slump over the bed, yawn, stretching my arms and cracking my spine a bit. My new room is pretty nice. Quite spacious, even with all the still sealed boxes. I brush my hand over one of them with my other clothes. I'll get around to opening them at some point. Whew. Right now, though, it's time for breakfast. There we get the pre. I shuffle downstairs into the heart of the house. The morning sunbeams shining through the window draw my eyes to look out For the new neighborhood, the driveway is empty. Looks like my parents are already gone for the day. No surprise there, really. It's all they ever focus on. A shiver runs up my spine as I feel my feet step on icy tiles of the kitchen. My eyes are drawn to some taped up boxes that still scatter around the counters. There's a familiar sticky note on the fridge. I don't even have to read to know what it says. At this point, Mom's just wasting paper. The least she could do is reuse the same note and make small addendums to it. I snag a plate from the nearest drawer and open up the freezer. No fresh produce to be seen, but there's still mostly boxes of breakfast burritos. I could go for a fucking breakfast burrito. That sounds delicious. Yeah, I've been trying to appreciate ethnic culture more by eating breakfast burritos. The plate is loaded with a couple of minuscule flour-wrapped meals. I set the microwave and wait for the burritos, hopefully not explode and burn inside. Yeah, that would be bad. It's like beginning of Half-Life. Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Fucking love Half-Life. You guys seen Half-Life? I actually did a stream where I played it, didn't I? Half-Life with RTX. It's really, really nice. While I wait through my phone, I check my phone. I scan over news feeds, checking out some people I am subscribed to, hoping there's something to watch during my meal. Unfortunately, nobody posts videos or streams this early in the morning. You could always sub to someone from, like, another country, I suppose. Guess I'll watch a suggested video then. I do that a lot. I prop my phone up and click on something random. I don't typically click on random things. I can be picky. At the ding of the microwave, I retrieve my breakfast, carrying it carefully so I don't burn my hands on the bottom of the plate. Hey, Rockers, how you doing? And because the Gator is adorable. Olivia is adorable, that's why. That's why we want to hug her. I give my first burrito a test bite, and the inside's still cool. Been there, done that with a fucking microwave. I fucking hate that shit. How you doing, Roxas? I don't want to stick it back, even though tortilla would become a brick then. Mood, right? I shrug it off, continue chewing, and watch my phone. Top of the morning, folks. By the time the video ends, I finish the last of my half-thawed burrito. Pocketing my phone, I slip the plate into the sink and head out for the day. This time, I'm at least getting through the day. Today, survival. Tomorrow, thrival. I'll work on it. Yeah, I might need a little bit of work there. On the metro, I take a little more time to check my surroundings. I am not an MMO guy, so no. I played other Final Fantasy, the single-player ones. I got 16 on my PlayStation 5, and I uploaded some gameplay of that recently to my gameplay channel. I'm looking forward to playing through that. I hope it draws me back into the series, because the last one that I fell in love with was 12, back on the PlayStation 2. It's been a while. My Metro again, I take a little more time checking out my surroundings. The sun shines through the windows from my normal seat. There's one chick that was there yesterday, probably on her way to work. It's probably a set routine for her at this point. She always does a bit of makeup first and then checks her phone the rest of the way. When the sun shines through the window, it highlights her hair in a really neat way. Like a movie poster almost. I take a picture, but it might be a little too awkward. Everything's disappeared. Why is it so dark? Ahem. How's St. Hammond treating you so far, Mr. Nitto? A deep voice I feel reverberate in my bones calls from above. I'm taken aback by its authoritative stature. His head is nearly grazing the top of the passenger car. He's a tall boy, isn't he? How did he even get in here? Oh, it's been great so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers out his hand for a handshake. His palm alone smothers my entire hand. How do you know my name? You're clearly going to school. The nearest one is St. Hammond, and I'm already aware a new human student if you don't mind my profiling. Whoa, you got all that from just looking at me? I'm partially joking. Your full name is printed on your backpack. That would explain it too. You know that's dangerous, right? Oops. Yeah, that's me, alright. Ha. But please, I know there's only been a few days since the year started, but I'd like to hear how your opinion so far. Is this a questionnaire or something? Not exactly, but it is of some importance to an assignment of mine. What does that mean? Oh, am I being secretive for? I'm here to audit the school, see the teachers, know the students, make sure it's a proper place for learning. I wish it were something worth being secretive about. More often than not, it's just paperwork and office politics. Oh, alright then. My thoughts on the school so far are I considered him telling him about the teacher nailing you with a dodgeball to make a point. Nah, I'm over it. Well, the classes I have are great, and the teachers I have are a dynamic bunch. He thumbs the inside of his coat pocket for his pen and decides he doesn't need it yet. I see. Any favorites? I mean, I don't like to have favorites, but all the staff seem pretty lively. Ferris lets out a heavily rumbling chuckle. That's certainly good to hear. And what of your fellow students? Making any friends? It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me since my folks move around a lot. I think I'm doing pretty good this time. What do you think that is? I think it's the jacket. Oh, come on, man. The jacket? I give my lapel a quick tug for extra style points. A coastline cotton nylon bomber number 32. part of the latest catalog of A and F. I see. Does he need to lean so close to inspect it? If the carriage rocks in any way, he's probably turned me into a piece of modern art against the window. That's really what youth are into these days. Hey, the results speak for themselves. Whatever he's thinking about, it's nothing to do with his work. I think he's a pretty good idea on what it could be, though. Mr. Ferris? Do you got no swag? Huh? Well, this probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. And what is it is scary and foreign to me. Well, even the older generation can dress to impress. And he's wearing a suit and a tie. You do have to see people today like to wear. I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes? It is somewhat important to my job to know the student body, to know how the student body thinks. And my niece suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. Does she ever see you in casual clothes? I'm wearing them now. Your casual clothes are a suit and a tie? I could save him. The rest of the trip was quick, but we continued small talk about trends. When we arrive at my stop, he attempts to give me his business card. For someone whose mere presence could stop a fight, he seems like a genuinely nice fellow. I look forward to talking to him again. Oh God, those burritos were a mistake. My stomach is roiling after the warm-ups. Alright, maggots, today we'll be working on your cardiovascular system. Please don't throw up, Inko. And by that I mean good old-fashioned mile run. I want everyone on the track field yesterday. I noticed Damien's mouth soon as Mr. Sully yells the words. No, Damien, that doesn't mean I want you to time travel. Of course, unless, of course, you mean running so fast that you can hit 88 miles per hour. And just as quickly, Damien shuts his mouth again and shoots Sully a thumbs up. Sully's only reply is to let out a snort. Double time it, cupcakes! There's no hesitation for me this time. I follow the rest of the class and do the run Sully wanted. As expected, I rapidly fell behind the rest of the pack. Hey, Inko, nice of you to drop by. How are you doing? Damien, what are you doing back here? Keeping my new buddy company, of course. He seems like a nice dude. What are you doing? Trying not to vomit. You're doing great then. Well, you haven't vomited yet. Thanks, I guess. Shouldn't you be at the very front of the pack, though? Next to Mia? Nah, man, not her. Mia? You know, the one who knocked you out yesterday. A brief flashback reminds me of the red Parasaurus. Ah, her. By the way, I'm glad to see you're doing way better today. You're even up and running. Yeah, glad I didn't wind up with permanent brain damage. Hey, question. Was what happened yesterday normal around here? Well, Mia's a wild one, that's for sure. Best not to mess with her unless you're into those kind of chicks. In which case, be my guest. As for Sully, yeah, he's always like that. I kind of figured. You get used to it, though. He ain't a bad guy once he warms up to you. Yeah, he kind of seemed to do a little bit of that in the nurse's office. If you say so. Hey, don't worry, man. You're going to fit right in no time flat. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way we can give you proper welcome and stuff. Lunch? Well, I mean, Inko, Damien, don't fall behind. Solly's voice snaps me from my mini stupor and makes me realize how far behind Damien and I have fallen. How far behind Damien and I had fallen behind the rest of the class. That's kind of a redundant statement there. You don't really need to say behind twice how far behind the rest of the class we had fallen. That's enough. Whoops, better catch up with the others before Sully brings out the punitive measures. Excuse me, the what? You don't want to find out, brother. Trust me. What? Come on, dude, let's jet. Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, forcing my legs to move faster than they ever should have. I had to struggle to not trip over myself, but somehow I managed to keep up the pace that Damien was forcing my whole body to maintain. 5 minutes and 3 more laps. I fall flat on my ass, my heart beating so fast, my lungs burning so fiercely that every breath feels like sandpaper scraping against my throat. I've been there, man. Regardless of that, though, I finished the jog. The first small step towards conquering my physical weakness. Yeah. Good job, maggots. Keep that up and you'll be soldiers yet. Sully turns to me with a slight grin and shoots me a thumbs up. Okay, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes. Damien helps me back up and I join the rest of the male students as we head back to the locker room. We talk a bit more about our interests and other school matters on the way, Damien filling me in a bit on St. Hammond's history during the 3 years he'd been in attendance. By a bit of luck, our lockers aren't that far apart from one another, but our conversation isn't a real possibility considering all the other ones going on in our relatively cramped locker rooms. There isn't that much more time to chat before the bell rings for our next class switch. I wave goodbye to Damien and I start looking for my next class. Don't forget, lunch with the buds. I nod in reply as I turn and head down the hall towards my next class. In my high school, you weren't guaranteed to have lunch with your friends because there was like multiple periods of lunch because there were so many students. So it'd have like part of the student body at lunch and then they'd shift out and another part of the student body would come to lunch for the next part, and it went on like that until everybody had eaten. I nod in reply and turn head down the hall towards my next class. I would assume that is probably pretty common in larger schools with larger student bodies. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Through everything in the school seems pretty normal. There are some key modifications made to better suit the student body. Better suit the majority of the student body. Mainly water fountains that settle a good 10 or more feet above me. Overall, nothing crazy special. And it's got to be some normal size. It's probably for the brontosaurus or something. I know there is one in this game. Next class, I'm sort of looking forward to AP Art Design. This class looks like a studio classroom on the second floor. Oh, the school's got multiple floors. Part of the school here is built to be both inside and outside with open ceilings and walls here and there. Since it's also the art wing that displayed pictures of coated hydrophobic layers and frame. Shit. Although since it's the start of the year, the halls are freshly cleared, waiting to be filled in as the semester passes. Of course, there's no shortage of drains. This hall in particular is displayed predominantly the school's advertising material, and for a good reason. The carefully, expertly built dynamic between the surrounding nature, sorry, I got lost in thought. The school and even the building materials themselves is nothing less than mystical. Oh, really? Go to the next one. I can already feel the creative juices flowing. Soon enough, I'm standing outside the door to my next class, much like the school wall outside. It's decorated with various colors and patterns, each painted and tagged by different students. I barely set a foot inside before the bell rings. Hey, at least you weren't late this time. Since I was the last one in, all but one of the other seats was taken. It's pretty close to the front. While many of the students look well prepared, some are clearly ready to fall asleep within the next few minutes. I've been there. It's the teacher. He's standing up by the board, waiting for me to finish looking around and taking a seat. He isn't urging me to look for a seat. He must be used to new students taking it all in. Ah, so we got a pterodactyl. This must be the art teacher. Somehow he looks young and old at the same time. Well, don't want to hold up the class for too long. Trying not to take the teacher's hospitality for granted, I take the seat closest to me in the front row. Even with me sitting down, the art teacher still continues to idle, instead staring at the seated students with a hazy stare. Nobody else seems to be paying attention to him, save for a few people here and there. A few students are whispering something behind me. Where was he yesterday? Hey, I'm not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day? Huh, so in a way it's the teacher's first day as well? So I didn't miss anything in the first class. That's pretty cool, actually. Wham! Teacher slams the front of his desk with both fists, the sound echoing through the room. It's a signal for all auxiliary conversations to cease, and the class obeys. Despite the sudden furniture abuse, the teacher doesn't look too agitated. Rather, he's got a massive grin on his face. The phrase winning smile comes to mind. Right then, the pale pterodactyl holds what looks like a metallic tray on a stick. Good morning, class. Thank you, Raptor Jesus, for forcing me to wear prescription shades. My classmates all wince in pain, wiping their eyes. And welcome to AP Art Design. He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pan. Saw it in an antique store yesterday and thought it'd be a good introduction. It's not important, worthless actually. Class winces as the stick is chucked into the garbage bin and shattered. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Mr. Idacan? When the blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the sun on a stick with a fancy marker and managed to scrawl his name on the board in the finest show of calligraphy. I shall be your guide as we explore the Expanse creative world. Let's not dilly-dally, shall we? Her teacher, he seems very animated. This first week we'll be going in-depth history of the fundamentals of art, perhaps a little trial by fire as well to get your creative juices flowing. There's murmurs in the classmates, though I pay them no mind. In fact, the prospect of doing creative work to create something that I could possibly show off, for a brief moment I picture my own name on the placard on the hallway outside the principal's office. For now, though, I'd like you all to open up your books to page 3. Alright, my book. Wait, what book? Wait. Looking around, I see everyone else has a novel-sized hardcover book opened. Oh, must have gotten them yesterday. Now then, class, we'll be starting with... Hesitantly, I raise my hand. Mr. Ideken, sir? I, don't have a book yet. You don't have... How? Substitute passed them out yesterday. Oh. His eyes flicker open for a second. It connects some internal dots. Word on the street is that the new kid got concussed so hard that he had to leave early. Did the street at least mention I was doing well before that? Oh, of course not. You're Mr. Nitto, right? Yes, sir. Given the circumstances, I'll let it slide. For now, don't you share with one of your classmates? Or for now, why don't you share with one of your classmates? Blah, blah, blah. After class, I'll write you a note that you can give to the librarian. Thank you, sir. I kind of regret being so late because the only person I can realistically share with is the person to my side. Oh, hey. Hi, Olivia! She's so cute. Wait a minute. Wasn't she the one speeding through the hallway yesterday? Yep. Just like back then, I feel her gaze piercing and cold. She's not even seeing me next to her. Are you okay to share the book? It'll only be for today. Instead of a verbal response, she lets out a defeated low groan, and like I just spit in her cereal. She then huddles back over her page. Well, gee, sorry I asked. It's only the first real day, maybe I won't need it. Olivia, come on, share with him this one time. I already told him I'd partially resolve the issue. Just help me out here, eh? She responds by making a slow sighing, deep rolling her head back and around. Ordinarily, there'd be a groan to go with the gesture, but she remains silent. Her hand hangs low in defeat, and she nudges the book a few centimeters closer to me. Thanks. I slide my own desk closer to hers just enough that I can read the page. While our teacher orates this page as if reading from the death of a hunter, I followed through simultaneously, trying to capture anything that stands out into my notebook. A lot more difficult than expected, and Mr. Ideken seems to put emphasis on every word he spoke. I guess I was just copying the page wholesale. My eyes turned from the book to the girl's notes, and scritch, scratch, scritch. Those are some very murderous looking claws on her fingertips. But she's so cute! Look at that face! I just want to hug her. This is the Gator we want to hug. For a split second, I see them retract. She wipes her fingertips on the small hand towel and... Whoa, the claws extend again into a bright red puddle on her desk. A singular red collared claw is pressed on her paper for a moment, then quickly tugged and twirled and twisted, leaving behind a bright red cursive sentence on the page. Cool. Those silver irises flick my way once more. What? What you're doing? That's pretty cool. A hint of red creeps across the girl's cheeks. Oh, she's blushing. Oh, she's so cute. She looks back at the book and hunches over her shoulders as high as humanly possible. Dino Leap? Can. Huh? She's now leaning over her notes to even using the book as extra protection for the pages. I should be focusing on my own notes, yeah. An impossible task now, though, as the colorful calligraphy next to me has piqued my curiosity. The quill talon continues to delicately etch the notes onto the page. And it only leaves the page to dip into what looks like a paint palette on the edge of her desk. The claw extends again, and there's a faint rumbling. Grrr. Hey! I hadn't meant to get caught up in it. Sorry. I wait for her to give me a name. She doesn't. She simply returns her focus to the book between us. I wonder what her deal is. In either case, I turn my attention back to the class, and I hope I can make up for lost time. It's hard to ignore the Gator girl, because she's so cute! Especially with those icy gray eyes of hers feel like icicles poised to stab through me. But you're gonna grow to like her. Hey, wait a second. Those hand motions, she's not writing anything now. She's drawing. Well, that's none of my business, but I am rather curious. I make show leaning back to yawn. I can see now, it's... Whoa, it's a calligraphed doodle of me. There's no mistaking it. That's my jacket and sunglasses. That's pretty cool. Nobody's ever really drawn me before. I mean, I kind of thought they worked when you got all surrounded by a large group of people at the very beginning. Well, there were others on that first day of school. Yeah, that's what I was bringing up. They weren't using their own claws or ink. Oh man, I can't wait I gotta ask for a closer look. Hey! Your picture is super cool. Can I see it? She glares at me. She glares me in the eyes, slowly bringing out the sheet she was doodling on. With the paper more visible, I can just barely make out all the important details. The line work is sharp and very. Each stroke has an organic curve that, when combined, form what had to be me. Even had my glasses in the negative space on the head. Though what was with the multiple swervy lines out of my drawing's head? Dude, this is great. She rolls her eyes and starts retracting the page. Can I take a picture of it? A pause. Why? Nobody's ever done something like that for me. I want to remember it. She passed the paper over to me. It's yours. Oh, really? Thanks. Don't mention it. Oh, she's so cute. But don't. She's nice. After a grueling period made worse by my own anxiety, the bell rings to set us free. I get the anxiety thing, dude. I really do. Finally, freedom at last. Just stay for a minute longer, Inko. I get some sideways glances from the other students as they leave, no doubt suspecting I'm a teacher's pet already. A few strokes from his pen, Iden hands me a piece of paper. Yeah, to go to the librarian. Just show this to the librarian and she'll hand you your books. On your way now. He seems nice. A quick trip to the library earns me my missing books. I even get a fancy laminated library card. Idakin's introduction to his class certainly has me excited for photography next. First stop, though, lunch. Can't take pictures on an empty stomach. Between my lackluster breakfast and gym class, I'm starving. Despite my hunger, though, I stop dead in my tracks as I look around the cafeteria for a place to sit. Weren't you going to sit with Damien? The whole place is overtaken by lawless anarchy. I've never seen a riot this intense. A few students have crawled halfway up the wall, hanging by the decorative vines. Food flies about everywhere, utilizing an ammunition rather than sustenance. Utilizes ammunition rather than sustenance. And yet the security guard by the door isn't moving. This must be acceptable? I shudder to think that would be bad enough to warrant him taking action. I've never seen anything like this in my old schools. But more importantly, all the cliques have already formed from the previous day. I missed my chance to sit with anybody. Damien wanted you to sit with him, dude. Wait, it's only the second day. Why am I acting as though it's too late for anything? Yo, Nico. Yeah, sit with Damien, man. He seems cool. I'm shoulder checked from behind by what feels like an oversized fist or an undersized boulder. If I wasn't already by a wall, I would have either been sent sprawling or made into roadkill. When I turn around, it's Damien's toothy grin. Ow, well, what? What, you already forgot about me? You don't go anywhere. You don't got anywhere to be, right? Yeah. You stuttered. Come on, we're going somewhere else. Maybe as well. I may as well, right? Damien excitedly motions for me to follow through the traffic of students going about the lunchroom. Peering in through the crowd and waving me over and disappearing again like he's outrunning something. It's a good thing I hadn't gotten my own lunch yet. It'd be dumped to the ground and 3 elbows and a slap ago. Though the clamoring, I hear something about turf wars restarting with New Year, and megalodons will continue to rule. Tunnel snakes rule! Somewhere mixed in this undeniable sound of a steel chair clattering to the ground. This place is an actual war zone now. How on earth is Damien able to weave through these guys so easily? Eventually, he leads me to the far corner of the room with his usual lunch table. Hey, you're alive. I think one of my ribs is cracked. That's just school spirit you're feeling. Ugh, sounds like school spirit's painful, doesn't it? I feel less like a person and more like a well-used punching bag. I finished stretching my wounded back and actually checked the table. It's basically empty. There's only one other person here. The Gator girl gives an unamused raised eyebrow. Hi, Olivia. You're still adorable. Oh, hey, you. Oh, snap. You know Olivia? Olivia. Yeah, right. The one and only. Why didn't you tell me you met already? Because I only sort of did. We're in the same class. Ah, okay. I get it now. Still, that sounds awesome. All my lunch buddies are artists. All? Oh, yeah, there's usually a third in our group, but she's out screwing around in school business. She'll probably be back tomorrow. Student council stuff can't take that long, right? What she need with student council? Oh, she doesn't need anything with student council. She's in it. She's the treasurer. The treasurer? Something like that. What do you think, Olivia? Olivia just grunts in reply. She doesn't bother to look up from the lunch tray. Aren't you an artist too, Damien? Nah, I don't got patience to sit around for hours like that. That really doesn't surprise me. He seems like he's on the go often. So, you're not taking advantage of the art program here? Don't really need them. Home's just real close by. Only other artist here to the only other artist here today is Olivia. She's so cute. His arm waves over Olivia as she's pestering, as if he was pestering her at an auction or something. For her part, the Gator girl just grunts again. Come on, Olivia, lighten up. Well, what do you do then, Olivia? Finally, she looks up, turning an indifferent look my way. Did she say something? What was that? The ambient war noises are a bit too loud. Can't hear anything. Sorry, I can't hear anything you're saying over there. Don't sweat it. She's just a real quiet type. I paint! Whoa, hey. Holy hell, her voice sounds so raspy as if she's never drunk a drop of water in her life. Guess I hadn't noticed before when she gave those one-syllable responses, but for someone's voice to be strained from a single shout? She furrows her brow and looks back down at her lunch. Oh snap, we've been standing around for a while. He sits back in his own seat and takes a huge bite of the mystery meat steak. Right, food. After the workout and poor breakfast today, I'm particularly famished now. But the line. All eyes looked to where the lunch line should be. It's become a full-blown riot. Someone's got a fire extinguisher trying to stop it. Oh, I probably should have waited for you to get yours. Oops. Damien returns to his steak rather aggressively, but who am I to question dino etiquette and act the act of using one's foot to anchor the food for tearing it. What? And suddenly the sound of squeaking rubber draws both of our attention toward Olivia. She's holding onto one of her wheels, having just skidded it across the granite floor. Oh, what's up? She tilts her head back towards the courtyard door behind us. It looks like there's a few vending machines out there. Huh, I guess I'll go check them out. I leave the group and go to try and get lunch. Not a fan of soda or chips for a meal, but that's enough wartime survival. Hey, this thing accepts credit cards. Handy. I'm feeling like my favorite color is Drywall Store brand soda, pretending to be on a diet, baked chips. A huge fucking idiot. I'm going to get a sports drink. Let's go with this. I picked out a few brands I recognize enough to tide me over for the rest of the school day. I bend over to pick up the bag of chicks for the dispenser, and that green chick is looking at me. She notices me gazing at her and hunches over again hurriedly. What's that all about? Right, making new friends. I buy a few extra sodas from the table. Carrying everything back in both arms, I place them on the empty slot, sliding can of soda. Damien, he looks up at me. He looks like I had just tossed him a gold bar. Whoa, dude! The Dillo Boy's mouth opens wide as he chomps on the bottom of the can, his fangs piercing the thin metal and spraying the contents into his gullet. I toss some over to Olivia. She eyes it as though it were a booby trap before taking a bag of chips. Damien sighs happily as he chucks the shredded remains of the can away. That's a good fun way to drink a can of soda. Certainly unique. Caffeine ambrosia. What were we talking about before? Olivia's art, right. She's really good, Inky. Like, you wouldn't believe. Can he at least stick to a nickname? Really? Oh, totally. She's like won awards and stuff. She has? Can I see them? In fact, I could snap some glamour shots for you. No need, dude. I've already got pictures on my phone. No, I mean, hold on. I pick my backpack up from the floor, unzipping it and retrieving my beloved camera from it. I'm actually into photography. The Dino Man reaches for the well-aged DSLR, and on instinct, I swat his hand away. Hey! Sorry, force of habit. What do you think, Olivia? She eyes me up and down with the same furrowed brow. Aren't you the guy that ate dirt in gym yesterday? I shoot Damon a quick glance before retreating to look at Olivia. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Damien. It wasn't. And how does everyone seem to know about it? Damien looks aside sheepishly. Maybe I may have had a hand in spreading the story around. Good work, buddy. I thought it was funny. Don't worry, though. Everyone has some embarrassing story. One time I got my frills stuck in the bathroom stall. Yeah, that would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? I didn't need to know that. It took him an hour to get it out. See, everyone's got something. Olivia pops a chip into her maw, her face looking out of nowhere as if she's thinking of something. Damien leans in close to me. One of his frills to extend to hide from Olivia. Dude, I haven't seen her talk this much during lunch since last year. She said 3 things and one of them was a grunt. Why the secrecy? It's like a secret meeting. Those are cool. Uh huh. But yeah, this is something else. She's really warming up to you, I could tell. He sits back down properly. Honestly, the whole thing is a little creepy. She's probably not a bad person to talk to, but Damien isn't helping any. As eager as I am to make new friends, this is definitely not how I thought it would pan out. Maybe it's best that I get through lunch quickly and quietly. At least I have a spot to sit during lunch, not like I'd have any other options. Ah, there you are, Inko. A voice rings out to greet me, which catches my attention. I see a familiar bespectacled face walk over towards us with a lunch tray in his hands. Glad to see you've made it to lunch this time. Oh, hey, Ben, I'm guessing you and Inky here already met? Introduced myself after I bumped into him the other day. Speaking of bumps, you should have seen Inky here yesterday. Come on, man. Damien lets out a cackle and slaps me on the back, igniting the gym pains on my body and almost knocking my glasses off. Ben gives a concerned half smile. This must be my eternal torment for the rest of the semester. Probably not. Yeah, about yesterday. Ben looks down the aisle, chatting the students, signals to someone with his head. Standing 10 feet away from us, an imposing looking dinosaur girl with blonde hair and crimson scales, sporting a fiery red leather jacket. Ben motions for her to come closer with a soft smile on his face and a nod. And she smiles back, though her own noticeably strained. Okay, I'm here. She slowly makes her way over, and I notice how some of the students begin to quiet down as she passes by. She looks angry. As she gets closer, her intense presence invades me, and even though we're about the same height, I feel like an ant about to get crushed under her boot. Somewhere in me, a synapses connects her face to me tasting bright red rubber yesterday. I really wish it hadn't. Inko, Mia here has something to say to you. Mia stays silent but strides the last couple of steps rigidly to stand right in front of me. She sucks in air through her teeth. Sorry. The corner of the girl's lips start to rise. The corn... Up, what the fuck? Why did it go back? I didn't mean to knock your lights out. Behind her, I noticed Ben wincing. The girl let out a laugh and lays an arm around my shoulder, her smile growing wide once more. Heat creeps along my face as her muzzle nears my ear, especially with a puff of hot air blows by the earlobe. The heat is torn away when I feel the finger dig roughly into the shoulder, and her sharp hiss of a whisper scrapes my eardrum. That ball was me being nice, Baldy. Screw the class over again and I'll fucking end you. Nodding understandingly, Mia pushes away from me with a small cheer. See, all clear now, Benny boy. Mia, that's not quite... Ah, boo. You know how I am. Her eyes fluster as she looks his way. I know, but you promised you would be nicer. I know, and I was. I'll be seeing you later tonight, Benny. Just like we promised. She waves us off collectively and backs into the crowd, vanishing before either of us could fully process her words and actions. Damien nudges my side. Dude, I think she likes you. Doubt. Ben sighs. Sorry about that, Inko. I heard about what happened in PE and connected the dots. Mia comes off as rough around the edges, but she's actually really sweet. I'll, talk to her about it more later. You and her, huh? Yeah, since the start of high school. Classic jock and nerd pairing. Sounds like you're living the dream. You know it. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Your first impression of her isn't ideal. It's fine. It was just dodgeball, not like she was looking to do something. Yeah. Damien? Damien looks up from the rest of his meal, having selectively heard his name. Could you not spread rumors about your fellow classmates? No worries, Nico and I are cool. Uh-huh. That still doesn't make it quite right. Sure. Yes, sir. Yeah. He gives Ben a lazy salute. Ben merely sighs as he places his tray on the table and makes himself comfortable in a seat next to me. As he settles in, Ben notices my camera still out on the table. Oh, this is your camera, Inko? Huh? Oh yeah, I was showing it to Damien and Olivia earlier. Olivia's so cute! Look at her! She's so cute! May I? I feel instinctively kicking a moment before remembering that Ben also works with the camera. Sure, have a look. I watch as Ben gingerly picks up the camera to take an inspection. I must say, as the standard DSLRs go, yours is very good quality. It's nothing too special, really. It's just something I picked up a while back. Well, you have good taste in camera models. He hands me back the camera, to which I place it back into my backpack. Thanks. With something like that, it'd be easy to get some great shots. Well, I do have a small collection and a portfolio drive. A portfolio? Ah, man, I've only got mine a month ago. I bet you. I bet you've got like a dozen pieces to choose from for New Year's arts contest. The what? Hey, missed that announcement. What announcement? The school has an annual art contest at the start of each new year. A winner gets a small cash prize, but the bigger prize is the fact that the winner's piece is submitted to a public. Where are you going, Olivia? Application for a couple of big time magazines. Oh, oh wow. That sounds awesome. Of course, that also means a lot of the students plan ahead and work all summer for something to submit. Did you do anything for it, Ben? You know it. Oh. Oh, good luck. Liz said she'd turned in the perfect piece yesterday. Okay, now I'm interested. Finally, a chance to show off my real skills, something I'm good at. Hey, Olivia, could you help out with your shots at her art? You two could totally win. Right, Olivia? Where'd she go? Olivia? Well, we all turn our heads to Olivia only to realize she's disappeared. Where did she leave? Confused, I scan the cafeteria and my eyes manage to spot her through the crowd of students. She's rolling away towards the cafeteria doors quickly. Just like that, I lose sight of her as fast as I had seen her. I turn back to Damien and Ben. Damien not only looks puzzled, but also disappointed for some reason. Ben, meanwhile, he almost looks annoyed that Olivia left. Guess she hasn't changed. So it seems. The venomous sting of his words make me feel like there's more going on than I'm aware of. I decide not to pry into it and instead bring the conversation back. Well, I still want to try. You could upload your submissions to the school's website. Oh, then I'll need an account. You don't have one? I don't think so. I've only been told they'll get me that stuff by the end of the week. Sounds about right. Truthfully, it takes maybe 5 minutes or at most to deal with that. Then why the wait? Nobody wants to deal with it. Guess I'll wait then. Ben scratches the side of his head. I think there's someone in Stuco that could help you out, actually. The treasurer's duty day today. So that's where Liz ended up. I don't know any names, so maybe? Huh. Guess I'll get to meet Liz sooner rather than later. Think I'll take care of that before lunch is over then. See you in class, Ben. Sure thing. Later, Damien. Deuces, man. Tell Liz I said hi. I grab some leftover snacks from the table, my backpack, and head out of the cafeteria. Finally, I can show off my skills, show that I'm just as capable as anyone else here. I'm gonna stop here. It's 7 in the morning. I need to go to fucking bed. So let's save. Yeah, I just saved, so we should be good. And I'll probably do more of this again later. I don't know what I'm going to stream next. Probably Black Mesa. I'm enjoying this so far. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. And talk to you guys whenever I stream next. Bye bye, everybody.